This isn't a matter of saying, give me some money and I'll do some good things. This is invest in the university and look at the track record. Predict what'll happen. We're making other investments too, preparing for IPY. International Polar Year began in March of last year, will go to March of 2009. This is a magnificent concept. It comes in the geophysical year concept. They happen every 50 years. And in this case, it lasts for 2. I did ask that question, felt a little foolish. Why does the International Polar Year last for 2 years? And they said, Mark, there's 2 poles. Okay, so it's nice being surrounded by smart people who help you work your way through this. This isn't a once-in-a-lifetime event. This is a once-and-forever event, because here's what's happened. The idea of a geophysical year is a gathering of all the great minds and pointed towards a specific issue of science. 50 years ago, it was the troposphere, the ionosphere. They discovered the Van Allen radiation belt, or mapped it and figured out its characteristics. This year, it's global climate change. You talk about getting hit right in the breadbasket. Our scientists have been working this now for decades. We live in the Arctic, where these changes manifest themselves. We see the results, the tremendous storm erosion on the western coast of Alaska. We know the huge economic impacts of the melting of permafrost, not just to establish capital projects like buildings and bridges and roads, but also in the potential of exploration, which is done on ice roads, which require water, which comes from lakes, which are held together. The bowl is permafrost. It melts, the lakes go dry. There's no water to put on the roads. It doesn't matter how cold it gets. Big deals, been working on them now for a long time. We will be the absolute leaders in the nation on global climate change studies and dealing with the appropriate public policy issues that will relate to these predictable ranges of climate change. This is a big deal. We are very, very invested in this. I hired 13 postdocs. Postdocs, somebody's got a PhD, but they continue with their research because they're onto something, they're into something. We went out across the world, 180 applicants. I chose 13 of them to come to the university. They're doing extraordinarily well, and they will continue to make contributions as we move forward to set the research agenda for the next 30 years. In the next 10 years, there's going to be 3 global questions asked, and therefore 3 national policies that will have to be addressed. They are energy, they are global climate change, and it's water. Okay? Well, 2 of the 3 of those, if you say energy and global climate change in the same sentence, you're in Alaska. You're on the North Slope, if you're going to figure it out. Well, we're on the North Slope, and we're in Alaska, and we're going to figure it out. And it's going to be a magnificent item, not just of prestige, but a magnificent item for doing our responsibilities to this nation and to the world. Now, the great beauty of this university is it doesn't just do things for the nation and the world. It does things for the economy, state and local. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today with some specifics. In the area of mining, we want to train local residents on certifiable mining skills so that residents get the jobs. Been doing this for a couple of years, but since August, we've graduated 100 people certified in mine safety and health, all hired. The Department of Labor has been a very big partner in this, has contributed so this can go forward into 2008. So that's the possibility of as many as 200 more residents being trained with those skills. underground mining class, graduated class of 15 of them yesterday. That means we've had a grand total of 37 of these individuals. The payroll for 37 individuals trained in this area is $2.7 million. These are residents. These are local residents. These are an answer to the woes of predictable economies. The university, we don't spend any time wringing our hands and wondering. We're doing something about it. I mentioned DOL. I think, is Mary Rodman Lopez, are you here? There you are. Just wave your hand. Department of Labor, big partner here with the university, working very, very hard together to see the need for this job preparations and then help us in the funding. And I know that Meg Day is sitting in the back. Would you stand up, please? Kensington and Coors. What happens in these courses is Meg and her people provide the equipment, some of the instruction, and they also hire them. So it's a wonderful little circle that gets completed. We have 2 more classes, by the way, over the next 6 months in the underground mining piece of this thing. So we're going to do even more of these. Now understand, this is not, okay, just a local thing, we'll just go. These are national standards that we teach to. These individuals are qualified according to the rules and the thoughts and the regulations and the skill sets identified by the national board. And by the way, same company also hires, we have 2 people who got a Bachelor of Science in environmental science. So it allows them to be responsible and alert and aware of the needs for those kinds of applications as well. When we fill the workforce from PhD to welder. It's the Alaska workforce, stretches that far, and the university embraces every single piece of that. We're very proud of our teacher training, especially in UAS. Here it is. It's the smallest of our campuses and is pretty much recognized around the system as the leaders in education. Part of it is John Pugh's passion, and part of it is just great work that has been done by everybody involved with this. But you know, they hire 800 new teachers in Alaska every single year. It costs a fortune to go out and recruit them and transport them and everything else. And we only graduate as a system about 350. We've got to get better. We've got to do more. And we have the important results of hiring an Alaskan are something that I think everybody, given a true-false quiz, would say, boy, that's true, but I'm going to give you a couple of thoughts here over the next couple of minutes to just help you digest this. You see, one of the things that can happen is you can produce Barb Meekum. Just raise your hand. Master of Arts in Teaching in 1996. Now the principal of Zantahili Middle School was the vice principal there. Well, Barb and her vice principal, graduates of the MAT program at UAS, and best estimates is that she has currently hired about 11 of her 40 teachers from that program. You know, when you get somebody who lives here, was trained here, teaching here, you've got something going. It's an important part. These are people who have been a part of the community before they were at the college and are back again as a part of the community afterward.